on this podcast and they're telling like this intense, like heartfelt story about their discrimination in the background. All of you guys go discrimination.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Interesting Discussion Sometimes. Back here with the boys, we got Tarun, Haran, and Christian, and I heard we got the coolest person in the world on the podcast. Her name is Rini. She's been on the podcast before. Rini, do you want to reintroduce yourself to the podcast?
Hi, everyone. I'm Rini.
You got to justify why you said that you were the coolest person in the world before?
That's quite the claim.
I mean, obviously I look like this, but
it's a podcast.
They can't see you.
I possibly have the best brain in the world. I have the best hair in the world. I have the best style in the world. Everything that makes you the coolest person in the world, I've pretty much got it. So
down. I like that confidence.
Stay tuned to find out if she's right or not. So.
Oh my god. This is where I get my confidence broken. Damn.
So one of the reasons that Rini feels like she's the coolest person in the world is because recently she went on a really cool trip.
Oh wow! Where was this trip?
A few weeks ago, all of us went to Cabo. We talked about it on last week's episode.
Cabo.
But yeah, just if you didn't listen to that one, go back and check it out
after this episode. So since you're listening to this episode right now, I'll just tell you that we went to Cabo for a joint bachelor and bachelorette party.
Is that
for
the spoiler?
me. Yeah, it is for me and Amrita. And today is Amrita's birthday, so happy birthday to our only listener.
Yeah, happy birthday!
Our listener.
Out.
I mean, yeah, we were in Cabo. We shared like what we did, and for some of the days, the boys were separate, so we knew what we did. But we were just curious on the days that we were separate, what you guys did, or I mean, you girls did, and if you could let the podcast know how the trip was from your perspective.
Oh, the trip was so much fun. Who doesn't like to be in a paradisius resort?
Facts.
You know, just where you eat the same food every day at the buffet and you go detrimentally crazy every time you see the same thing served, like worse and worse each time.
Yeah.
Actually, the one surprising thing about the hotel though is that like at the buffet they had like a lot of seafood, and I was like, how is this like relatively like affordable hotel serving literally like mussels, clams, and things with every single meal? And I was like, because I know that they're just getting the hookup from like somewhere, they're not getting it fresh. Yeah. But I don't know, that was nice. It was not particularly amazing, but it was really good in a fun way. Like it was just like, wow, vibes. We the girls had a lot of fun. We hung out, we made TikToks and drank and went to the beach, and yeah, we had a lot of fun together. Shout out Ums. Congratulations.
Are you happy Harsha
and
wasn't there for those parts?
Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine you guys finishing our TikToks? Just kidding. I think you guys actually did do some, but
there's so many TikToks.
Yeah, how many TikToks did you guys make?
Honestly, that's like the most fun part after the fact was seeing all of them, because like you can just see our descent into utter madness. Like there is one where it was just like screaming Mexico or just like dancing the entire time, and like the vision was supposed to be like us like coming in and out of the frame, and there's supposed to be like an effect and like a transition, and instead we just literally looked like ducks waddling one after another like in a row. I was just like, yeah, this is definitely like, there's some people who go places and like they'll always make like the coolest like smashing video, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't gonna be us. It's okay.
It takes so much time, man. So much setup. It's a lot.
I'm not gonna lie though, some of Deepti's videos, they got mad views. Like that one dance the girls did, fire.
True.
Shout out to them.
Shout out girls. Shout out women.
If we made a TikTok during that trip, what do you guys think we would have made?
Like the boys made a TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Shit, man. What even TikTok trends are there right now? I don't know.
I actually have no idea. Rini, any ideas for us?
Oh, there's actually this one where people put on like an AI filter, and apparently it makes them look really ugly, and then they complain about how it's like the filter is racist. And it's like, no, it's just like a bad filter. Like it's just like looking at any like basic filter, and they're like writing these whole think pieces, and it's like, dude, it's not that deep. Like,
yeah. Yeah, can I just say I hate when people like do like video essays on TikTok about some niche topic that they're like, "Oh, can we normalize this?" And I'm like, "It's already normalized."
It's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking normal.
But those, like, now that they made them like 3-minute videos, before you know it, it's like 4 hours in, you've been sucked into like the same sound for like an hour, and you've like watched like 3 different people's perspectives on the same thing. And you're like, oh my god. Whenever somebody says like, oh yeah, I'm like this article I read the other day, they're like, yeah, no, they watched TikTok about it.
Yeah.
There's so many times where I've like said something, my brother's like, Did you hear that from a TikTok? You know, it's probably fake, right? And I'm like, okay, sorry, fact checker.
I don't know if we would have made a TikTok. I feel like
Good. Yeah, that was my answer.
with all of us in it, it would be impossible. I feel like.
But like, I feel like half the boys don't even fucking use TikTok, so they wouldn't even know like what. I mean, like, you think a knot like knows TikTok, bro? Man's just confused, just saying his own name. Okay, so.
The video that we did that was supposed to be before and after your X number of drinks, that was like the solid, like the full, like 2 minutes, like 48 seconds, like to the T. It was the full time. If anybody other than us watched that, I don't think they have many brain cells left. But like,
Neither did
I
we.
don't see.
Yeah.
No, we could have made a TikTok out of pub golf. I feel like that's very TikTokable.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a comp video, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was on you, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you were the sober one, bro.
No, for honestly, like I really missed out on filming everything that happened that day. I didn't think it was gonna be as crazy as it was. I should have filmed more.
You should have got like one of those like cameras that like you like wears like a bodysuit that
Yeah.
you just like follow around, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
When do you actually go back and like process and look at all of your film? Like, do you actually like sit like every evening or something, or like every time and just like look at them?
The film,
Yeah.
like
Like-
the videos are like pieces of like this physical film.
No, I meant like you were wearing your camera the entire trip, and I'm just like, I don't know, sometimes like that's like dedication to just go back and sift through like, you know, like 300 photos of us just making the same pose and just slightly like sticking our head out at a slightly different angle and being like, this was the one. This was the one.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think I mean, I don't really like sit. I'll do it like all in one go. Like every couple months, I'll just like end up like scrolling back like deep far back, and I see like all these drunk photos that I took with my like small camera, that we had on the boat, and then I'm like, damn, that was a lit day. That was a good day.
Aw,
This is a
that's
funny
cute.
picture. But I only do that, because there's so many. There's so fucking many. I only do that every once in a while. But
Did you like that trend where people were buying just like disposable film cameras and they were just using those so that they were like, oh my god, I'm so intentional, like I'm just about the shot, I'm in the moment, like.
I can tell you, I'll speak for him. He doesn't like that.
yeah, I mean, I don't think, I don't know. The thing is, I feel like it became a trend, just like a trend. I don't think people realized the reason behind it, I guess. Like, or like, why is it a good reason to do it? They kind of just did it because everyone started taking film pictures.
I feel like a lot of people had them at like weddings and stuff, or like events.
Yeah.
They would be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna drop like 3 disposable cameras and like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then they have like 3 blurry like selfie like disposable camera pictures.
Arsha, you doing that?
I don't think we're gonna do that at the big events, just because I don't think it'll be worth the money. Because, like you said, like I don't think like most of the pictures will turn out great.
Yeah.
Maybe at the stuff like at
Our
our house.
Polaroids were really cute though, but Pavna and I
that was a good
accidentally
idea.
switched all of our Polaroids. So I have like all of hers and she has all of mine. It's so sad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, I feel like the disposable film ones are cool, but like the Polaroids are actually really fucking cool because it's actually like something you get to keep. You know, it's not something that you can scroll back. You have to like actually keep it on you.
All of mine are like tucked into like my bathroom mirror, and like every time I see them when I'm getting ready in the morning, it's so cute.
Wait, all of yours or all of Bhavana's?
I actually do have some of Bhavna's just tucked in just for the vibes there, even though I'm like staring just straight up at pictures of like you guys, and I'm like, oh, okay, nice vibes.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like a lot of our friends have like those Polaroid cameras, right? Like the one that we got Harsha, but and I never thought like I would really want one, but after the trip, I actually really did. The only thing is I feel like it's like really bulky for what it is. Like it's just like rough to like I would probably want to leave it at home most of the time, which is like, no, you know, I want to take it out and do stuff with it, but it's hard to do that.
It's also hard because I guess like film is always so expensive, but at least you're not like paying to get them developed then.
Right.
That's true, yeah.
I put the case on it.
Oh, speaking of TikTok trends. Oh, that's actually really cute. It looks like a little purse.
Yeah.
There was a really funny TikTok trend in which girls, they I remember I saw this like during like peak COVID, but they did it as a quote unquote like what is it called? Like checking out where people are to make sure that they don't give themselves COVID. Public
contact tracing.
Yeah, kind of like that, but they did it as like a joke that whenever like a guy came over to like hook up or one of their friends came over, they would take a photo of them like a mugshot style, and they had a whole wall of all of their mugshots of all the people who came over, and like during the entire like 2020, 2021, and it was really funny. People were like showing off their mugshot walls of all their people who came over, which is honestly kind of a really cute idea. But
yeah, I like that too. It'd be cool. Like I've seen people like where they write the date or something, and then on the back of the Polaroid, the person who's like in the picture writes like a little message, and I feel like that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's senti.
Yeah.
But I feel like what's going to happen to all of them in like 20 years, like when like Polaroids are out of trend, and they're going to be like, oh, I have this stack of like Polaroid pictures from college, whoop, in the trash.
I mean,
and then some random kid at like a landfill, like working in China, recycling our stuff, is like staring at our like stupid truck memories, and they're like, "God!"
And then he makes it a life mission to find you and give it back.
And then he makes a mugshot wall. No, we actually came up with this idea, like Tarun and I, because like at the end we were trying to think of like, okay, like how can we like have everybody have like the Polaroids, like obviously there's one picture with like 4 or 5, maybe more people in it, but like only one person can have it, right? So we were like, oh, what if there was like in the Polaroid camera, you could like send a picture back through and it was connected through Bluetooth through your phone, and you could like scan it like that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be clutch.
I've seen a lot of things like that where like those camera companies trying to like stay relevant, they've made like mad tech like that, where they're like, you know, automatically like you can connect it to your phone and it'll automatically print out your photos as a Polaroid style and stuff like that. But I feel like, I don't know. It's kind of like, what's that one Kanye was saying? I love Lady Gaga. What the fuck does she know about Polaroid? Like,
I fucking love that. I fucking love that line or whatever.
As much as he is, does he have great one-liners? Yes.
Yeah.
My goal of this podcast is to leave with a great one-liner.
Your one-liner? We'll get there. We'll say it at the end. You can tell us what you thought your one-liner is from the podcast at the end. But yeah, it's clutch. Like for the listeners, if you ever do Polaroid stuff and your friends want it, if you scan it in Apple Notes, it actually looks like really legit, which is super cool. So you should definitely use that to your advantage.
What about Android Notes?
No, there's no Android Notes. There's no Android.
There's Samsung Notes, but I don't know if I've never scanned a Polaroid with that. But I use like Adobe Scan, I guess. It'll be fun.
Adobe.
If you have an Android, you just can't have fun. Just stay in your house. Never leave.
Never take a photo.
Don't do anything again, ever.
I actually fucking hate Adobe. I absolutely hate Adobe.
This podcast is sponsored by Adobe.
Yeah, he doesn't use Adobe to edit the podcast.
The problem is like Adobe.
Be careful what you
like,
say.
Adobe's the only software that's like actually like legit at editing photos, I would say. Like before, when I used to do design stuff, I would do it on like Photoshop or Illustrator. But then like for our current branding, I switched over to Figma, and it was so much easier. Like there's not like 16 million buttons and settings that I need to
There's such a learning curve to like Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like learning. You know how like in high school there was like CAD classes and stuff? Yeah. It's like the yearbook kid equivalent of like, oh my god, my life is so hard, like learning Photoshop and Illustrator.
Yeah. No, I mean that's true. It's just, isn't that crazy though? Like we literally had those fucking like the CAD class or man, Harsha, what was that like class in middle school that they basically just taught you how to use Photoshop? What was that class? Do you remember? It wasn't like tech ed. It was like a specific
Photoshop? No, I never learned it.
Okay, anyway, there's like a specific like tech ed class, but like I remember only doing like Photoshop stuff in there.
Mine, we had to learn how to type, and to this day, I'm still horrible at it. I still never learned how to like do it properly. You know, when you're supposed to like sit on the home keys and go like up and down. Nope.
Does anyone type like that?
Dude, A lot of people genuinely do. Both
Yeah.
of my brothers do. They have like no wrist issues, and I'm out here being like, "Oh, my wrist!" And I'm the SpongeBob guy, my leg.
But do you move your wrist when you type?
I don't know. Whatever I'm doing, I know it's not good. Also, then you got to think of being a bad bitch. If you've got nails, especially like girls who have like longer acrylics. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard. It's a hard knock life. But you know what?
that
It is
sound.
what it is.
Wait, how can you do
Sorry.
anything with those like long, the ones that like go out like Wolverine? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. The first time that I ever got acrylics in my life, it was like the most painful, uncomfortable process ever. The removal was the most painful, uncomfortable process ever. And I also like could not figure out how to put in contacts. But after that time, I was fine.
Oh, shit, I didn't think
my
about
god!
that.
yeah.
Contacts.
Wait, can you
the
go
Yeah.
bowling?
No.
Oh my god, actually I had like
You go
really,
bowling?
really cute nails earlier last year. And then I went bowling for like this like company event and I literally broke 3 of my nails. I was bleeding. It was like such a bad idea. Yeah, it was,
Get any
it was
strikes,
actually
though?
really bad. I actually, I think I was like top 3. So
Oh,
say,
okay.
Am I the coolest person ever?
What was the score?
Debate.
Top 3 could just be like 90.
Why are you being so mean?
Damn.
I don't know. This is it. We have to vet her. Coolest person in the world.
Yeah, you break one more nail, you would have
minimum
won.
100. Minimum 100.
Okay.
Oh.
But there are definitely some really good people. You know what? Alcohol fuels greatness. What can I say?
Did you say alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That checks
like
out.
that.
That checks out.
Yeah. All right, you're vetted. You're vetted.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
My one of our managers, like he just like literally like the only senior dude came to the event and he just dropped money on just like buckets. Like, kind of what are those things called? When you just get like buckets of alcohol, like fish,
Pint?
not like fishbowl, but
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
fish,
Oh,
like,
actual bucket. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I know
yeah,
what
like
you're talking
actual
about. Yeah,
buckets.
yeah,
And he just like literally got like 3 buckets of like this
Oh.
mixed stuff. And it was like, yeah, don't worry, it's expensive. And I was like, okay, damn. Let us get on his policy. Okay.
yeah.
seniority.
Jesus.
So yeah. And then we all just got trashed and played a bunch of bowling.
Fun.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of getting drunk and trash and doing random crazy shit.
Random.
Wow. He's
So,
definitely
oh,
not
oh.
the coolest person.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can I say? Send it back to first grade, English all over again.
Yeah. I do have proficiency in Illustrator and Photoshop, so I got that going for me.
Hire him.
But no, I'm good now. I'm good now.
Give him a raise.
I'm good now. I'm good now.
Oh, give
anyway,
him another one.
okay. My point is that tell us about the rest of the Bachelorette side that we did not see that you can share. I guess you don't have to tell everything or anything. Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Whenever you actually like want to say something and then it feels like your mind can think about like the most like random inane thing instead. Like, I don't know, how many pistachios can you crack in a minute? Like that's
Oh, did you guys do that or something?
You don't?
I'm glad I was on the
Just
Bachelor
ADHD
side.
kid things. Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. We danced to a bunch of late night music on the beach. There was like, the hotel just tried to shut down our party. And
Yeah.
so we just kept on having to go to different places until we were
I also had
literally
to go.
out on the beach at night. And then I was literally seeing like crabs walking across the sand at
Oh,
night.
I remember
getting
you
ready to
saying
pitch
this.
the
I
heck-
thought you were crazy.
No, I literally saw the crabs. And then like during the day, I saw more crabs. And I remember Deepthi and I went to go like wade out in the water and we saw the crabs literally coming towards us. And I was like, okay, I love nature. I'm all about it. But you know what? Can't do me. It's a crab. I will eat you, but I cannot hang out with you. So yeah,
I think I've heard
was-
Haran say that before.
Yeah.
I'll eat you, but I won't hang out with you.
Bro. It's a private conversation, Tarun.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
My mom gets so mad whenever I say Jesus Christ like that. She's like, he's walking up and down from heaven just for you. Why can't you say something like Bhagwan? And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here being like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, Bhagwan. Like,
Great.
nice.
So basically, the only thing you did without us was crabs.
I mean, when you say it like that.
They just vibe, bro. They vibe. They
Yeah,
dance.
no. It's
Yeah,
a
drinks.
vibe.
everybody had their own, agenda.
Here, I have a proposition question for you guys.
Oh, no.
Shout out Amrita again. Happy birthday. Congratulations.
Yeah.
She's 25 today. What do you guys Like, when you were a kid, what did you think of being 25 versus now?
That's a good question.
The greatest and brightest. What can I say? Because I feel like when I was a kid, like, I remember, like, literally, like, I was a walker in elementary school. You know, there was, like, walkers and there were bus kids. I was a walker. And I used to see, like, all of, like, the older kids or, like, the kids walking to high school. And I was like, oh, my God, they're so cool. And they're, like, so big. And they were, like, freaking, like, middle schoolers and high schoolers. So I'm like, bruh, like, I didn't even have a concept of, like, 25. I'm like, you're in a grave. Like,
you're in a grave.
Yeah, I feel like I must have thought like 25 was like extremely old.
Yeah.
I feel like I must have thought like 18 is like the cool age or something, or 16. I don't know.
yeah, something
I don't
about,
think that
like,
anymore.
when we were in college, I feel like everyone thought that, like, oh my God, high schoolers are such dweebs and college is, like, where it's at. And then, like, as soon as I graduated, I was like, oh my God, cringe. Like, college? I feel like around 25 is when people started being, like, comfortable and having enough money to, like, go on a lot of things. And I saw people, like, going on all these crazy cool trips and, like, places like Cabo, and, like, going to, like, EDM festivals. And then that's when I was like, oh, they do drugs. Like, these people that I definitely thought that I totally thought was, like, normal my entire life. Or not normal, I don't know. Not normal, but, like, just, like, regular people, regular schmegular degular, and here they are just going out to, like, I don't know, these intense, like, raves.
Yeah.
Christian.
You know what trips me up, actually? Sorry, go ahead.
What?
Finish your thought.
Oh no, I don't have any thoughts. My brain is
There's the one-liner.
No, I feel like when we were younger and I saw like a person in a movie or like a rapper or something like that, I'd be like, oh, let me look them up. Let's see like how old they are. And they would be like between 23 and like 28, for example. And then now when I look people up, I'm like Central C is like 22 or 23. Like he's younger than us. There's all these like fucking football players that when you look up, they're younger than us now. And it's like now we've crossed the threshold of like, what's the word? Like they're way more successful than us.
Our life could have been that.
Age. Yeah, we could have been that. Yeah, exactly.
No, definitely
it's
not.
also crazy to think that like at 22 or 23, you could have even gathered like that many connections and people and like funding, just even have gotten it all together. Like Lady Gaga was out here performing like crazy music videos and everything at like 22, 23. Like she wrote like Bad Romance and like performed that when she was like 23. Like that's like insane.
That's crazy
to comprehend like the amount of like, I don't know, personal capita she had to like get together to like make that happen.
But what the fuck does she know about Polaroids?
She learned that
the age-old question.
28.
The age-old question.
It's okay. Our personal capita is right now making a podcast. Wow. You know the specific Vine I'm referencing right now? I know we're going way back. Is, you know, the one where the girl, like, she, like, hits a vape or something, and then this guy turns around and he's like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Otherwise, it's going to come out super weird on the audio.
A plus reference. Referring to your question, I think we all kind of have the same answer. Like, 25 just seemed like you're an actual adult now. You know?
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I was like, oh, that's when people get married. And then when I got older, it's like, oh, people get married at like 30, and then Harsh is getting married at 25 or 24 even. So like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, fuck off, dude. But like, yeah.
People in school here are like, yeah, like 30 is gonna be my peak. Like 30 is gonna be the peak of my life, and I was like, damn,
that's kind of sad.
That's a sad outlook, though, right?
That's good though. I mean,
it's better than peaking in high school. That's for sure.
There's a lot of people who I feel like I always saw a lot of viral posts of people that were like, when they're in college, that would say that they saw all of their high school friends like getting married, having kids while they were in college. And I was like, that's insane to me, because I feel like none of our friends were like doing that. Like Harsh and Amrita are like the first like serious couple that I know like that like getting married. But to think of like your peers getting like married and having kids at like 19 or 20 and like the other half of them are still like figuring out that they like don't hate the entire world is like such a polar opposite. Like
yeah, I think it depends on where you grow up, because I had a hell of people that went to my high school that they're on their like third kid right now, and it's just that's
what I see sometimes with like people that I went to like middle school with that my middle school, elementary school best friend, she's literally on her third kid, like has a husband, everything, bought a house. I'm like, bought a house?
Bought a
Like,
house
with
where?
what? With what money?
With
Like,
what
we live in
money?
Herndon, Virginia. Like, yeah.
Damn.
Did I just dox myself?
Kids are so expensive, Harsha.
Yeah. You got 5 years, man. Literally.
It'll be fine.
Time's clipping.
Yeah. And maybe 28 will be my peak. I'm just kidding.
Do you feel like your brain actually, like, you know how they say you like mentally finally mature, especially for men, that you mentally mature at 25? Do you feel like you're approaching that peak of wisdom? Or do you feel your brain is just as much like bleh as it was yesterday?
It's more blah than it was.
I think I've matured since college. I don't know if I'm done maturing, but I hope there's still room to grow.
I watched a video the other day where this like guy on the street, like he interviews like older people.
Old people.
I mean, no, actually, I'll just say they are old people. He goes up to like 7-year-olds, 60-year-olds, like, and he talks about like, oh, is there anything you regret? All this stuff, which I feel like is like a much better take than fucking going up to like whatever and be like, I have one milkshake. Should I double it and give it to the next person, or do you?
Yeah.
So anyway, what they're saying is like one guy was like, he's like 65 or 70, and he was like, I still feel like a 20-year-old on the inside. It's just like people look at me differently on the outside, right? Like he says that sometimes he'll go in the mirror like in the morning and he'll like look in the mirror and not realize, like he'll be kind of like shocked at how he looks at himself, like because he's like old now, even though he has like the same mind.
That sounds disorienting as hell.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like dysmorphia.
No, I think definitely it's kind of like a little bit like that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That was, speaking of another TikTok trend, there was a giant trend where people were going around and they were dressing their moms in their clothes.
Oh, I
so
saw
like
that,
their mom, who's however many years older than themselves, dressing them in like whatever's trendy and everything.
Yeah.
And their moms were looking like fine, they were looking amazing, and they were looking like very youthful. And I don't know, I think it just goes to show like that concept of age is so rooted in like people find their like personal style or whatever. But a lot of times they just lean into what is like older. And if these people that just like stayed on trend, like they just have such like a youthful like exuberance.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, a lot of MILFs. It's nice.
yeah, I hope I never dress like I'm old when I'm old.
I believe in you.
But
You have
not
nice
like-
style.
Thanks, man. But like not like a
I think you won't do that, but then like
you'll
you'll get that one comment from like someone that's like around your age and be like, "How you dressing like that, man? You're old," and then you're
Well-
like you can revert back.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna be like 60 and wear like I don't know what a shitty example is, like
Supreme.
like a
Yeezys?
like Yeezys or like a weird streetwear
Yeah.
outfit or something. But I
You should though. You should. That'd be fucking
should?
lit, dude.
Sounds like you. Sounds like you.
okay.
I
I'll
think
do
there's
it.
something to be said though for like the trends are fun in a way that's like that keeps people young. Like I think like participating in the trends as like, you know, it's all about just honestly being like a silly little goose. Like, you know, wear your silly little clothes and your fun little things and like participate in the trends and like, you know, we're all existing in this like whatever world, but you know, like do your fun little trends and like seeing like, I don't know, there were so many on those videos of like women that were older that were like digging through even their own closets and being like, oh my God, like have like this old stuff from like when I was in like, you know, whatever college or whatever. And they were finding their stuff from like the 90s and they were like, this is trendy now. And they're wearing that and they're like, I love this top when I was in college. And like, that's so cute. Like,
Yeah.
Marsha, what do you feel about fashion trends?
What do you
You
feel
with
about
them or
fashion?
no? What do you feel?
I don't know if I'll address that much differently than I do now.
You
I don't think I
do you
wear
feel like you're
anything
particularly
super.
trendy?
Yeah.
No.
Nike Elite socks and shorts when you're like.
I don't even wear Nike Elite socks anymore.
Really describe it from like high
Dude,
school.
that was a
Sperry's,
really
cargo
intense trend,
shorts, and
though.
a
Dude,
Just
please,
Blue
tell me you do the
t-shirt,
shirt. Oh, the Sperry's gone. New Year, no more Sperry's.
I don't have the Sperry's anymore.
Well, let's fucking go, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Matching like a red shirt to like the red and black elites with like a pair of like red basketball shoes. Like, oh my God, peak
Or red slides.
fashion.
Peak fashion.
Oh.
That's hype. That's hype though.
That's hype.
I don't have that. I don't have that in me anymore. But trying to think. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't think much would change now. I saw a TikTok that was like, I want to tell my like husband to throw away his like basketball shorts from 10 years ago, but he said they still fit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my basketball shorts, but everything
Oh, I will
else.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest, so I'm like a hand-me-down kid, and I still wear like my brother's basketball shorts from when they were in like middle school. And it's come to the point where like the lining has like for some reason like the outside shrunk, and so it's like the lining is ever so slightly longer than the other side. And, like it's like, you know, whenever I go home for like break or something, I don't usually like pack a bunch of clothes. So whenever I'm just chilling at home, I'm like, oh, I can just wear whatever's in the closet. That's what's in the closet. So here I am in my grand old age of like, you know, about to be 25, and I'm like sitting in like my brother's old like middle school basketball shorts, and I'm like, yeah, this is the life, while wearing all of my rejects. Like, it's a pair of like pajamas that shrink.
Harsha's gonna be the king of hand-me-downs.
Me?
Yeah, you said you would give your car to your son. Your current car to your son.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to.
That's like
I don't.
Hey,
Toyotas are reliable. I also still wear Anand's basketball shorts.
Anand's? Why do you have Anand's?
He gave it to me in high school, but I think he wore it in middle school.
I thought there was going to be a more
and I still wear them. So yeah.
Do you feel like Anand when you wear them on the court?
No.
You don't channel his energy?
Yeah, I think he gave it to me senior year, but yeah. I wore him to the trip. He was like, oh, nice shorts.
So cute.
That was like for Christmas, I was wearing this one sweater, and I like found it in like my dad's closet, like in high school. And it was his sweater back in literally like the 70s. And,
damn.
No, 80s, JK. Like when he first moved to the States, and all of a sudden here I am. He was like, that seems really familiar. And I was like, yeah, it was yours. And he was like, oh, he was like, he opened it. And I was like, as if you'd be rocking it right now. Like, come on.
Yeah, it is weird to kind of see like things coming back, because I remember growing up, my dad would always wear this corduroy shirt that I thought was absolute booty.
Dog water.
And to be fair, I still don't think it's that great, but a lot of people wear like more like corduroy and like vintagey type vibe stuff nowadays. So
you know what was really cool for that? I don't know if any of y'all watched WandaVision, but when they did like every decade by decade, and it was like so cool, but then especially when they got to like the 90s like Full House era episode, and them wearing those clothes, I was like looking back in like the time, like we definitely thought that stuff was like, oh my god, so 90s, but you look back on it now and it's like, oh, that is like what it's exactly trendy, like those like full denim fits, like my dad still wears like a denim shirt with denim jeans and like his little dad sneakers to mow the lawn, and that's like his like peak fit.
A Danny Tanner look.
Too bad WandaVision was shit.
It wasn't bad, man. Think about all the MCU shows that came out afterwards. Like,
yeah, they've been
I feel like WandaVision
I don't
probably
think
up
I've
there.
watched anything afterwards. I feel like that was like where I stopped.
Yeah,
it was good though.
Okay.
The first 3 episodes were like a waste of time. I didn't.
I would agree. Like, I feel like it started out slow, but
I like the transition into derangedness. It's kind of like
I like that too. I like how they teased it, but I think they could have like teased it harder and then like got rid of some of the filler that they did. But it is what it is.
Teased it harder.
Speaking of getting rid of filler, it's time to take an ad. It looks like I got rid of the filler. I'm so full, and I'm trying to actually fill up my apartment too. If you guys know in the previous episodes, I just moved to Chicago, and everyone on the call can see that my walls are pretty bare compared to everyone else's. So since, Rini is a DIY or die expert, and we talked about it a little bit on the previous episode that she was on, we were wondering if you can give me 3 things that I should do to spice up my apartment aesthetically.
Ooh. Number 1, paint a wall.
I read this place.
You can still paint.
Number 1, paint a wall.
Yeah. Like in my apartment, I don't even have to repaint my walls back when I move out.
Oh, wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even have to fix it. Like because they were gonna repaint it all anyways. So they were like, "Yeah, we just do it. We don't even charge you."
You should ask them, Harsha.
You think Harsha's gonna paint his walls, bro?
I think you should.
If you can't paint it, you should definitely try to like hang stuff up, like use as much like vertical storage as possible. Like even if you're like hanging your like everyday items, like people, they do this, like they get like pegboards and they'll hang up all of their like kitchen items, their pots, their utensils, everything, and they'll make it look really like artsy, even though it's literally just hanging like their regular everyday items. And it looks really cute. Like in my wall or in my apartment, in my bedroom, I hung up like wall molding, and I literally just used like plain cutters painted at the color of my wall, and like they have just like stick-on like adhesive, so I can just take them off and put them on in any single room or apartment that I ever moved to. It was like very cheap to do. So I would say, yeah, paint your walls if you can, or if you can't, put like peel and stick, peel and stick like adhesive, or like, you know, like decorations like that. Like even just like the tiniest things, like in my apartment, we have like this little like key place where you can like drop your keys right by the door, and it's like this tiny little accent cutout in the wall that's kind of like, you know how you have in bathrooms, a little cutout for like your like shampoo and stuff. We like painted that like a fun color, and we like just like drilled like little doorknobs into it that are like the shape of dinosaurs, and it's so freaking cute. And then like everyone comments on it whenever they come to our apartment. It's so adorable.
That's cool.
That's pretty fire.
That's hype.
Yeah.
The
Or like
dinosaur.
just things like that. Like another idea that we had for our apartment, I actually went to this bar in Atlanta called St. Juleps, which had like rainbow colors of glass. So it had like all this different glass, and it was arranged in like in a rainbow color. So if you have things that you already own, like books and just like all your different knickknacks, and if you just like hang up like 2 shelves and arrange them in like a fun color, that's just like displaying your own things as art.
Harsha, do you have books?
Did you have things?
Do you have things?
I have things. I don't have books.
Dude, you can put your Easy Mac on it.
Easy Mac.
Yeah.
Get like different flavors of Easy Mac, and like, you know those kids in high school that would display like Monster Energy cans as like a fucking
yeah.
trophy case?
Dude. What the fuck
Do
is that?
that with Easy Mac, bro. Like different flavors of Easy Mac.
Or every college apartment, which had like a trophy case of all the bottles they drank throughout the semester.
Oh, that was cool
And
though.
then- But then it would like at the end of every semester, like everyone's like trash pile like outside the apartment building would just be like a ton and ton of glass. And I was like, how did they like clean this up? I don't know.
You should come here and so you can do like an in-person consultation with my apartment. And use the space how you want to.
Yo,
What do you
I'm
want to put up
down.
in your place, Harsha? What's your ideal setup?
No LeBron. LeBron's
Wait,
bedroom
LeBron?
only. LeBron's bedroom
Yeah,
only.
bedroom only. The shrine must go in the bedroom.
Yeah, you gotta like.
Oh, can I tell you my starter pack of things that men do in their apartments that I
Oh yeah, go.
hate?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Plaid bedding, and they're always blue. Plaid
Yeah.
blue bedding. Plaid blue
I had that in our
bedding.
dorm, remember?
Yeah.
Hanging up like jerseys on the wall, but like on the hanger. Like they'll literally just hang the hanger with the jersey on it. Did you guys have that?
Wait, you haven't
I wanna, like I'm buying frames like at some point, so it's just like a placeholder for now. But like that's exactly what I will. Like I'm going to buy frames.
flags. Like also especially like cheap looking flags. Like it's obviously like very thin plastic, like straight up like vinyl from like Amazon for like $19.99. Always looks so bad. Nothing is ever steamed or ironed. They like always have broken blinds or curtains. Like there's always at least one blind in the entire thing that is broken, or it's like somehow it's like flipped inside out and they've never been dusted in your entire life.
Oh god.
There was one time
Something
in
attacked.
in collegiate where I was trying to pull the blinds down and I just pulled off the whole blinds.
And then how long did it sit like that afterwards?
Oh no, they came back the next day because I did the blinds
okay.
for my curtains for just no light. But yeah,
You had curtains. You know what? You're a level ahead of your peers.
thank
You don't turn
I have
motives.
curtains here too.
What is more? Oh, always having like really like, you know, like the bulky dark bedding sets from like the 90s. I feel like a lot of times guys either have like the worst bedding, like they'll have like 2 pillows and they're like flat. They haven't seen life in years. They're not even supporting your neck and body. I don't even know what they're there for.
Wait, how many pillows do you need?
Oh, I have like 8 on my bed.
8? How big is your
Yeah.
bed? How the fuck?
Okay.
And I was literally about to order a new one, like a long corner piece to
God.
like,
I
inside
actually
to lay
hate,
everything
like,
on.
I hate the hotel rooms where they have like 50 pillows on them and like none of them are good.
I
Just
feel
end
like-
up throwing them all on the ground.
I feel like there should
Oh,
be
just
4
kidding. My
max
hotel
pillows.
room's not clean, but I would totally show you guys my pillow setup right now.
I don't even know if I always sleep on a pillow these days. I feel like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
You're a different breed.
Well,
Wait, you
I
don't
don't have
sleep
to
on
actually
pillow?
sleep on all of them, but also like
Like sometimes I
when
feel
you're,
like I fall asleep
laying-
without my pillow like on me. Like I just like hold the pillow and I fall asleep.
Dude, that's not good for your neck.
You need a
man.
teddy bear.
Get 2 pillows, man. One to hold, one to
I have 2 pillows. I don't know.
You do have only 2. I knew it.
But I have like the whatever that shit is, like that big husband pillow.
Oh yeah,
what it's called.
I only have
the
a
big
husband
platform.
and one pillow, but my pillow's really long.
You have one? Is it like a pregnancy pillow, like those like really like the long ones?
No, it's like a king size pillow.
Hey, show us.
Yeah, show
the
the
pillow,
fans, aka me. That's not that long.
It's pretty
long,
What are you
dude.
talking about?
It's long.
I thought it was gonna be
It's
like,
not like a
that's not
regular
long.
pillow.
I thought that long, bro.
Dude, that is like a
It's
regular
pretty long,
pillow.
dude. It almost spans.
I have like 8 of
We were
those.
talking about the pillow, right? Yeah.
It's king size.
I would say the pillow is like 70% of the length of my bed. Maybe it doesn't look like it
Oh
on
my
camera,
God.
but I have long pillow.
I have long.
Okay, don't
When
talk
I
about my
was
pillow like that.
moving, my parents wanted me to take my brother's old like twin size bed frame and mattress from college, and I was like, I'm about to be a grown adult. Like I'm going to be 22, 20. How old am I? Oh my God, I'm 24. What am I saying? I was like, I'm 24 years old.
I'm about to be this many.
I was 24 years old, and they fully wanted me to sit. Can you imagine, like, be like, hey, like, my friend's here, like, let's hang out, let's sit in my room, and then we're gonna sit and take up like my entire twin size bed together? Like, oh my God, that would look so pitiful in my apartment. And I'm not living in New York City. I don't need to do that kind of thing.
Nice. Hershey, you have a queen?
Yeah, I'm right though.
Yeah.
Don't. I knew you were gonna say that. Wrong.
I didn't say anything. I said yeah.
Were you gonna say it?
Yeah. Oh darn. Yeah, I have
The
a queen size
size
bed.
bed is very worth it.
Mm-hmm. But I had full in college, and it felt just as big.
No.
Something about the queen is different. You got to upgrade your mentality, sir.
Mentality.
No, you
Wait, Troy, do you have a queen right now?
I have a queen here, but in college I had a full, and I felt like that was plenty big. You've been on my bed, Hershey, you know.
Not in the light.
Not in the light.
What?
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! You have like the bed with the curtain things on with the sticks on the ends.
Yeah, if you, I have like curtains around like the 4 posters. It also makes it like feel bigger. Because also like my desk is in my bedroom, which like I hate doing that for work from home, but like I have to. So in order to make the space feel like 2 separate zones, that like I'm not just sitting in like my bedroom all day. Like I wanted my bedroom to really like stand out, or my bed to really stand out from like the depression of just sitting at my desk all day.
Did you finish your list of bad things that men put in their apartment though?
I think I hit a lot of good ones. The flat pillows, the plaid bedding, the dark bedding sets. Always having like mismatching dinnerware sets. Or they always have like a very flowery set of like Tupperware and like ones that they've taken from their mom, but they've only taken like 1 or like 2, and they never match. Like, or they have the same Corelle plates that like everyone has, but again, they always have like mismatching sets. Like they only have like 2 plates. Like, why don't you have like a normal set of like 4 like everyone else? Or like they'll have like bowls and plates and everything, like nothing matches. And then like they'll have like the most random glassware. Like it's always all the random plastic glassware that you get from like breweries and random stuff. And like every random piece, like it's never ends.
I didn't buy it though.
Am I describing your apartment right now?
Every time
Christian?
she
Like
says
half
something, I
and
just
half.
think
Like
of
here
our
and there,
apartment
yeah.
in Blacksburg. I just think of
yeah,
pictures of
That's fair enough.
Like, I feel like, and then sometimes, like, you'll have, like, a whiskey glass, and you'll be like, wow, like, you'll come over and be like, this guy's apartment is nice, and, like, plot twist, there's only 1 whiskey glass, like, it's, like, 1 fun, nice glass that he has, and then the rest are, like, these, like, plastic cups that look like they've been, like, gone through, like, Tupperware and stains for, like, 3 years.
Hey, but would they usually put up neon lights? Is that, or LED lights?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I used to
fucking hate
live
that.
the first half of 2021. I was actually living in like these Georgia Tech student apartments, and it's like regular apartments, but like a lot of Georgia Tech people live in them. It's pretty much all students. And like when you walk outside of these buildings, like it literally looks like a little box with different like colored lights in it. And every single college student has them, and it's always for the vibe. Sometimes it can be done well and it doesn't look just like cringy, but a lot of times, like if you can see the tracks, if you can see the lights, you don't see the lights. It's supposed to be for ambiance, you know, vibes.
Yeah.
And then whenever they have a party, they're always going to turn on like the weirdest color. Like, why is it green in here? I don't want to look like an alien, bro. Like, I wore makeup. Let me look nice. Like,
that's so true. The thing is, people only really use like two colors. I feel like they either use like bluish purple and like red.
Red, yeah.
Yeah. But also blue is like, what is this, Avatar? Like, I feel like I'm underwater. Like, the blue is like so intense. Like, I feel like every neon light blue thing is always really... In college, actually, for my 20th birthday, I threw like an under the sea themed party with my best friend. And it was actually so much fun. We had lots of like puns and things. Like on the door, there was a sign that said swim on in. Anyways, other crunchy puns. And we did not buy like light bulbs or like neon lights. We covered all of the lights with blue tissue paper. And like, because they were scrunched, it actually like mimicked like waves. And everyone there was intensely crossed. And it was like the most like interesting like experience. Like it actually felt like we were underwater.
We never do thematic parties like that.
Yeah.
We're lame.
I love a good theme. Gotta keep up, man. Gotta keep
My
it
brother's
fun.
apartment in college now has a basketball hoop like on one of the walls and neon purple lights around like the living room.
Another thing to
extra.
add to the list. Oh, there's always a pull-up bar on somebody's door. And the pull-up bar has like ruined the wall around it. Like there's always like scuff marks. And like even if you have never seen the guys in the apartment do a pull-up ever, it will stay up there year round. It's not like they put it up, take it down. No, 24/7. And always on a door that like should be closed. Like it's always on like a bedroom door or like in between your bedroom and your bathroom. Like you don't close your door, sir.
Let's go. I got 1 point. Let's fucking go. Close the doors.
I close that.
I actually did. I was like, nice.
So I think she just pretty much just violated our apartment in Blacksburg. So
I mean, that's fair enough. That thing
Did she ever visit? I don't think so,
No.
right?
no, she never came.
No.
No, I
Thank God.
never saw it.
Thank
But
God. She
from
would've,
what
like,
you
left.
guys are saying,
Honestly, though, can I say, out of all of our friends that we had there, all the apartments and stuff, we had the cleanest apartment for sure.
out of
By a
the
long
men.
mile.
Out of the men.
Men. No,
Yeah.
clean is
Even
different
women.
from aesthetic, though.
Oh yeah,
that's
clean because we didn't have
100%
too much
true.
stuff. We didn't have
Yeah.
too much stuff.
But that's the thing. You would go in college and like you would have to like ask like 5 people to be like, hey, can I borrow your vacuum? I realized in college nobody was vacuuming. Nobody had a vacuum in the first place. You would be like, oh, like my vacuum broke. Can I borrow yours? And like, oh, we don't have one. And be like, so
What?
you don't be cleaning, like vacuuming, like. Okay, I have a question for you guys again.
Oh no.
As as you can see, I'm in a hotel room, and I'm traveling on the go. And one of my favorite things to hear is people's different travel tips, because I see people do so many like random different things. Since we recently all went to Cabo together, what is your travel tip? What is your travel hack?
I recently got packing cubes, and I use that for like my boxers, my socks, and like my nighttime clothes.
I'm glad I
guess.
know where your boxers and socks go, Theron.
It's just, you know what, it became a problem because these like little items became
Your boxers
loose.
and socks are a problem? Oh.
Yes. They get loose in the suitcase when it's
He
traveling.
wears them too often.
That too. And they travel within the suitcase in places that I don't want them to go. So if you get a packing cube, you put them in the place, they stay there. Yeah, organization.
Tip 1 out of 5. Why did that become like a Luigi course? Organization.
Anytime there's like anything Asian,
And with the Asian
you gotta say Asian.
discrimination,
Violation.
Violation.
Can you imagine somebody's like comes on this podcast and they're telling like this intense like heartfelt story about their discrimination in the background? All you guys go
discrimination. We're definitely gonna do that from now on.
Those are our ad libs.
We're like hyping up the story.
Yeah.
Do packing cubes help you have more space too, or is it just like so they don't move around?
I would say more space, yeah.
I feel like you can stuff more in them.
I would say so because, yeah, I would think so. But I don't use it for like my bigger clothes, I guess. Like, like I don't put everything in packing cubes. It's mainly just for like the littler things or like.
Harsha, you go. You just traveled.
Oh, you've been traveling.
I'm trying to think. I'm not a great traveler, I guess. I don't have a good tip.
You definitely travel the most out of the four of us in the
Yeah.
last like month.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
Just always, I feel like you travel more than this.
Yeah. I put my socks in the zipper pouch.
I do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be the next infographic for the podcast. Done.
Where you
End
put
it
your
here. Put socks in a zipper.
And I have another zipper where I put my belt.
What?
Is this the insight you're hoping for?
I thought I was going to hear some kind. Okay, you know what? Let's switch it up. I want to hear your traveling fail story or like the funniest story when traveling.
Oh, I realized that I usually put my belt in the zipper, but then in Cabo it wasn't there, and I realized I didn't have my belt.
Yeah, what a transition right into it.
For the pictures, I had to use Art's belt.
Shout
How did it
out.
I didn't even see your belt in the
If
pictures.
it will.
In the first day pictures, I was wearing a belt. It was just for that. I didn't wear
Your
a belt
shirt wasn't
after.
tucked in, was it?
I think so. I think it was. Yeah.
You're right.
The only fail I can think about recent was actually I have two.
Ooh.
The first one was
Content.
the first one was when I was packing when I first moved to Stanford like last fall. And I packed like the night before because I like procrastinating. And the last thing I put in was like the big toiletry bag. We had like all like my like contact lens solution, like all my big bottles I was gonna put in the check-in bag, but it was late and I put it into my carry-on bag without realizing.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, everything's done, it's packed. I went to sleep, woke up, went to the airport, going to security. I was like, I was chilling, and then like they told me my bag of course gets like signaled. So then like I come over, and then he pulls out, like he opens the bag. I was like, what could it be? What
He
did I
honestly just like probably put out like a fucking water balloon. I was like, what are you fucking trying to do?
And then he opens it, and then like I just see like the plastic bag that had everything in it, and I thought, the first thing I saw, I was like, oh fuck. Like, no, because I was traveling with my parents,
everything got
and I was
thrown.
like just having to tell my dad about this afterward. Dude's gonna kill me. So yeah, he threw out like my lotion, everything. The only thing he let me keep, thankfully, was my daily contacts, because he's like, this looks expensive. I don't want you to have to do something about it.
nice.
So he's like, yeah, which is nice.
Wow, that is really nice.
But yeah, so I ended up probably losing like $45-$60 on that to buy everything again in California.
Actually, when I went to Spain, that happened to Emily. They made her take out like all of her makeup and throw it away, basically, almost. Like a
Damn.
lot.
No,
of stuff.
I would have a
Yeah.
mental breakdown. I
No,
would
that's
cry.
bro.
Like, did she
hundreds.
place it in the wrong bag? Is that
I
why, or
don't
she-
really know exactly the reason. I think it was just like French.
Different other
TSA
countries have
bitches.
other rules though.
Yeah.
Like
Totally
Toronto
different.
has weird rules.
Yeah.
Belgium has weird rules.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
sad. The second one's pretty short. It was just kind of funny. So like, I think this was my flight last January back to Stanford for the second. Or for
Oh, this is the dildo story? I mean, sorry.
What?
What?
What? for the winter quarter. I was just like super tired that day. I think I slept well, and then
Oh, it
I
is
like
true,
I was
it
taking
is
the taking the bus back from the airport to the Palo station, and I kind of fell asleep with my feet on my suitcase. But like while the bus was moving, the suitcase dragged, and with it dragged me off the seat, and I just fell off the seat, and like a fucking loud ass thud, and then like I woke up, and then like everyone's like staring at me because I had my Galaxy Buds in, so I didn't even hear anything. Yeah,
Sounds like an advertisement for Galaxy Buds because they stayed in.
yeah, they stayed on.
Wait, Haran, didn't you also have a story where you like left your ID on the airplane and had to go back or something?
I left my ID in there.
Damn, you know more about him.
I lost my ID. I realized I lost my ID like the day of my flight back to home.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Damn.
I got you.
But that's actually better. That wasn't even a fail because I got to the airport and then like I told them and they let me skip a 20-minute security line, go straight, and like they just looked at my bag. They're like, "Hey, you're fine," and they just gave me like a paper and like this is all you need. You'll be fine.
That's
just
so
like, get on your
crazy.
flight. So in fact, I saved time.
I feel like that's because you're tall.
What?
People
Just exudes
that are
power.
tall have like power. Yeah, they have like privilege.
The funniest part about that was that I went back to DMV like that November. I got my new ID, and then like literally like 5 months later, like almost like a month before I graduated, like someone messaged me on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, like I think I found your ID like outside, like in the garden, like next to our apartment building." I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why are you even looking there?" And then so I now have 2 IDs because I didn't actually void that one. I mean, like I think if they scan it, it would be like it would be expired. But like if I went to a bar, I could show them and it would pass. Yeah. So yeah,
I think I spend like every other week at airports, so I'm spending a lot of time there. And one time I was getting a beer before my flight, and you always like make chat with the random people around you, and like I was talking to this girl, and she was telling me all about like like at airports, people just like tell you everything about their life because they're like, I'm never going to see you again. And this lady, she was telling me all about like her life and how much she hates it. And she was like, yeah, like I hate my boyfriend. Like I'm so sick of him. Like our relationship sucks, and just like all this random stuff. And like, I don't know, just going in really in depth. And she was like, yeah, like just saying all these things. And when you're like there at a certain point, you're like, and I was like trying to kind of like move in and be like, oh, haha, my flight's boarding soon. She was like, oh, actually that's him. And I was like, that's who? And her boyfriend comes up and he like kisses her on the cheek and he's like ready to go. And she's like, yeah, of course. Finishes her beer and leaves. And I was
what
like,
the fuck?
I just literally sat there and I was like, okay, that made it worth it though. Like to see the plot twist, that made it worth it.
That's crazy.
I wish I knew like Morse code or something, or like like sometimes you see people like type on Snapchat like some of the thing, and I should be like, dude, SOS, get
me out. I hope she's okay. Hopefully it was just annoying and nothing more than that.
Yeah, I hope it was just like dramatic drunks.
Yeah,
not actually.
Yeah, actually like
dramatic sobers.
Yeah,
my mom had a travel fail last week actually when she came to Chicago. We picked her up and then we went to get her some food because it was a little late. And then like we were leaving the restaurant and then like my dad gets a phone call from United and he's like, oh, it's like some fucking 1-800 number, like fuck it, whatever. So then he like ends it and then they call him again. And then he was like, oh shit, like what? And then he picks it up and they're like, I think you took the wrong bag. You have somebody else's bag. So, luckily, we were eating like some pot belly near the airport, so we were able to go back and like go to baggage claim and exchange the bag.
How did they even track it down to be like?
Well, because they knew your bag was still there.
My mom's bag was still there, and like they opened it up, like tried to find like some sort of contact information and found it. Or like a name or something like on a medicine bottle that my mom had. Whoa. And then they were able to like call I don't know how they call my dad instead of my mom.
They probably had it within the United system or something.
Oh no, my dad also booked the flight.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was crazy. It was like luckily like.
Wait, did the other person pissed that they took their bag?
Oh, I don't know. I don't actually know. My mom was happy that it was like another Indian person. So
I come over. I'll cook for you. It'll be okay. It'll be all okay.
So if they didn't find that medicine bottle, you wouldn't have gotten your podcast mic?
No, podcast mic was in the backpack.
Oh, thank God.
Everything's fine.
I don't care about nothing important would have been it was just all of her clothes, and medicine. But yeah.
That happened to me something similar when I was coming back from home one time. My mom was giving me like some extra spices, and they're like regular spices that you use in the kitchen, like mustard seed, like fenugreek. Like if you know how to cook, you know what these spices are. I was also bringing my guru back with me because I was starting like dance classes, and I was going through security and I got flagged through security, and they were like, what is this stuff? Like they thought that my guru was just like dance bells. They were like, you're bringing, like, you know how you have to declare if you're bringing stuff that's over $10,000? They were like, you're bringing expensive jewelry. And I was like, bruh, these are probably like $50 on eBay, bro. Like, this is not, and I was literally showing him eBay links and he's like, does not like understand me. And I'm like, this is costume jewelry. Like, this is a costume. And
you should have put him on and started dancing and then be like, oh, okay.
And then he started like being really sus and annoying about all of my spices. And I like had maybe like a couple bags, and they were literally still in like the original packets from like the Indian store, and they literally say on them what they are, and he's like, what is the stuff? And I'm like, it's literally like, it says what it is. It's fenugreek, it's whatever. And he just like arguing back and forth with me, and he's like convinced it's some stuff.
This is a
he's
white
like,
man?
Yeah. And
We do not claim.
they're like,
We
we
do
have
not
to do like the residue. They had to do like all of the like the test for like
Oh
the
my
you know the
God.
stuff. And I was like, bro, if you don't know how to cook, just say that. Like,
Wait, how long did you stay extra for that?
It's like
Bro, I was
20
there for
minutes.
like at least a solid 20 minutes. Yeah.
God damn.
And I was like, you don't know what like any like
Spice.
why did you colonize us, bro? Like if you still don't even know what the spices are, like what was the point? Oh my
It's actually so
God.
true.
It is what it is.
I was and I was like,
Colonization.
okay, if you only know salt and pepper, like this is the most obvious thing. Like, bro, do you even season your food? I bet you eat plain ass white boiled chicken. I was so annoyed. And then he threw away my spices.
What?
But I kept my bells.
What?
Yeah, they ended up throwing away my spices, but I kept my bells.
That's so aggravating. What the hell, man?
Yeah, it was.
Wait,
so
why? It's not
frustrating.
even liquid or anything. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. And I was coming back from I was going IID to Atlanta. So like, bro, they must see hella stuff at Dulles. What do you mean you don't know what spices are?
Maybe he thought it was drugs, right? Is that what it? That's the only
Yeah, I'm just
possible.
gonna sniff this, like turmeric powder over here. Doesn't every white person know what like turmeric shots are nowadays? They be doing them little like fun little lemon turmeric shots. I'm like, come on.
Like when I was in high school, there was like a story about this Indian family that I don't know if we were like friends with or like they were kind of like distant, like friends of friends, like family or something. But they're growing some type of like Indian plant in the backyard. And some white people, neighbors, called the cops on them because they thought they were growing weed.
The funniest part about that is that like weed has like a very obvious smell.
Yeah,
so that's like
man.
so like
Yeah.
you don't even know like what weed even smells like. What did you think the first time that you smelled this illegal substance redacted?
Oh, I've never.
Oh, yeah, same. Never. I don't know what it smells like.
Harsha knows a lot, though. Harsha knows a lot about it. He has a lot of practice, especially this past week. He had a lot of practice.
Fire in the booth, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't smell great.
I realized that it smells like skunks, and then my entire childhood, all the times that we were like driving or something, and I thought that I like smelled like a skunk that got like run over, I was like, oh, that was probably weed.
Speaking of travel, Rini, you went to India recently?
Yeah.
When was that?
I went between like Thanksgiving and December. It was a lot of fun. I hadn't been back in a while. And I also got to be super touristy and do the Golden Triangle tour, which was like honestly amazing.
What's the Golden Triangle?
It's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur.
Oh, okay.
And it was like so beautiful and like so amazing. Like literally every day, like they literally, you saw so much art and culture and like just beautiful history and like just the like most like mind like blowing amazing things like of history. Like, you know, whenever you go to like museums in like the States, you're always learning about like American history or like even if you're learning about European history, you're like looking back at these things and you're like, wow, this like old thing that's from like 1800. Dude, I'm at these museums in India. They don't even have glass to protect it, and they're digging up stuff from like 800 AD, and it's just on display, and people are walking by and like touching it still, and it's in perfect condition. And it's like that is so crazy. Just like the range and like history there is so beautiful. Like every day we would like, you know, go and do these amazing tours, and then we would literally have like artisans invite us into their like homes and workshops and be like, hey, let me teach you like how to play like, you know, the santoor or something, or like let me show you like how I make like the same artisans that like built the Taj Mahal in like the 1400s are like still working on it. And we like went to their workshops and it was so amazing, literally using the exact same techniques, their descendants in 2022 still doing it. Like
That's pretty cool.
crazy. Yeah. But another travel story, when I was coming back, obviously I had jewelry with me, and when I was leaving the Delhi airport, I don't speak Hindi, and the guy was like being super annoying and kept pulling my bag back, and he was like, do you have like gold? And except he said it in Hindi, so like I understood what he's saying, but I don't know Hindi, so I can't like speak it.
Yeah.
So I respond back in Bengali, but he like it's similar enough that he like gets some of my vibe, but then we're just like arguing back and forth at each other in like different languages, and he's saying like, you need to show me your gold, and like I know them, they're like sneaky as hell, like they'll like skim your shit. And so I'm like, no, I'm not going to. And he's like, oh, you want me to arrest you? And like they're like being super aggressive, and like my parents are already processed through, and like my my mom is the only one of us that's like a Hindi speaker. My dad's like kind of a Hindi speaker. So we're like, I'm just out here like just
Fighting for your life.
fighting with this like security guard, and we're like not even speaking the same language. And then I try to like speak in English, and he's like, "Oh, this is American," and so like he's like super against it. Oh my god, it was like it was kind of rough, but I ended up getting with all of my jewelry intact.
Nice.
But yeah,
Fuck that guy.
yeah.
You think he would have been mad about the fenugreek seeds too?
He probably would have taken it. He would have been like, "Yeah,
Threw it
that's my
away.
shit." He was taking so many people's random shit. Like they were taking like people's like chargers and like just like
Chargers?
random like they were
What?
like the brick that you put in the
Yeah.
wall to like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
adapter.
yeah.
They were just taking
Oh,
people's
dude,
like
that's
adapters.
so
and, like,
aggravating when you don't have a brick. That's so aggravating.
it's like the one thing that you're like, and especially like when you go to India, bro, you need a universal adapter. You have like one for like per person or one for the family, and if you lose that, you're screwed. So yeah, he like took out all of my stuff and was like literally rifling through, and he was like, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" Like there was this one family who brought Indians are so fucking weird, bro. Like they bring the weirdest shit back with them. I don't know why. This family brought like shower curtains, and they're not even cute. They're like plain white, like shower curtains. And like the metal grommet on them is what triggered it in security. And he made them go through their entire bag to find this tiny piece of metal that was still left. And then he made them throw the shower curtains away. I was like, it's a shower curtain, dude. And then like for like he would send people's if he found something, then he would send it back through like the security thing, and like they don't have like a sorter and stuff like a divert like we do in like American security lines. So we were just standing there for literally like 45 minutes, like him just putting them through over and over, manually going through it and just like staring at them. And every other line was processing fine except for this one guy's line. And yeah, it was rough.
That's dumb.
Christian, what color is your shower curtain?
What color is my shower curtain?
Is it white?
No, it's gray. Why?
Good.
Does it have any pattern on it?
No. Well, it's just like fucking like some like. What's the goal here?
Well, I don't know. She's like, it's a white curtain. It's not even cute. So I was like, maybe this is another like negative.
Ooh, art hack. Big pieces of art are really expensive. So I got a print that I really liked from Society 6 and I printed it on a shower curtain and then I put it in a big frame and cut the edges. And now I have like a giant like
You printed it on a shower curtain?
How the fuck do you print on a shower curtain?
Yeah, what?
Have you ever heard of like the website Society 6?
I've heard
No.
of it. They do different prints and stuff.
Yeah, they
right?
do like different prints and you can print it on different stuff. Like you can get an artist print on like a pillow or like a shower curtain or whatever. And if it's like a shower curtain, it's more like it has like a more thick, sturdy material.
Yeah.
So I got this frame from IKEA for like $20. It's like this like nice metal frame, and then it has enough tension to hold the shower curtain in there like nicely and just have like thickness that like kind of imitates canvas.
That's pretty cool.
And then I just cut the edges with like an X-Acto knife or a box cutter.
You came up with that idea?
And
Bro, this is DIY, bro. Come on.
Big brain, dude.
She's
yeah, because
dying.
normally big pieces of art are like really expensive. They're like minimum like $100.
Yeah.
So
How big is the frame?
the frame itself is probably like 20, 30, maybe even $40.
How big?
How big
What's the
though?
size?
The size dimension.
Oh, it's definitely like at least 5 to 7 feet lengthwise, maybe like 4 feet widthwise.
Wait.
Shit, that's like me.
You're 5 feet
You're 7
wide?
feet tall?
5 to 7.
He's in the range. He's in the range.
Yeah, good range.
You're 4 feet wide?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Oh, brother.
This guy's wide.
My
This
parents,
guy's
I remember
wild.
when I was a kid, they would start saying, they were like, yeah, we're no longer growing taller, we're only growing wider. Damn, that's true though.
It do be like that.
I hit my height, I feel like in elementary school, and I haven't moved since then.
Oh,
I was a tall kid in elementary school though,
That was your peak.
and then I was humbled.
I was a late bloomer.
What do you mean, man? You're pretty tall in like 8th grade.
I wasn't that tall. Though. I
Exactly.
feel like I like. I feel like people like started like peaking by then, but then I peaked by like 10th grade, like 11th grade.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you had an awkward phase where you were like, I don't know whether to buy clothes because I think I'll just keep growing? So
My
then you
dad
just, like,
would
learned,
literally,
like-
whenever we bought clothes, my mom would buy something, my dad's like, return that and buy one size bigger because you'll grow into it. But then like, he kept on doing that through middle school, but then like, I never like I was getting taller, but I was never getting wider. So like even if like you bought a bigger size, it would just be even baggier.
Yeah.
So it was just stupid. So I have like at least like 4 or 5 shirts in my closet that I just haven't grown into, which is kind of sad. But
DIY hack: if you buy an unstuffed poof, all of your old clothes and like shower curtains and random things that like you have left in your house, you can stuff the poof and have that as like a thing to sit on in your apartment or in your room.
Yeah, Haran, get poof.
When you say it like that, it sounds like in Fairly Odd Parents when,
Yeah.
when Cosmo was pregnant. Poof.
I think my parents did the same thing, but with shoes though. They would just buy like one size up or like spend like little to nothing on shoes because they're like, you don't need these nice shoes yet.
Yeah.
I flew through shoe sizes, bro.
Yeah.
Kmart. The Kmart clearance rack. That was my shit.
Or Kohl's. I would buy shoes at Kohl's.
Damn, y'all bougie.
Kohl's.
Yeah, you ain't know about that Kohl's Cash though, you know.
Yeah, Kohl's Cash and 30% off in the magazines. Yeah.
It's okay. You then eventually get a glow up from going from like those to like department stores, and you're like JCPenney, Macy's. It's like,
Ooh.
Y'all graduated.
they gotta.
Yeah, I never graduated. Kohl's. I still have shirts from Kohl's that I wear.
Ain't no shame in
Like,
Kohl's.
yeah, Kohl's is
Whenever
nice.
I think of Black Friday, I think of stores like that, like Kohl's,
Good deal.
that always like think that they sound like they have sales, but I don't know if they're really sales.
It's just cheap.
It's just cheap always.
Yeah.
Cheap year round.
And then there were kids that used to buy like only Hollister, Abercrombie. that,
Oh,
were
like
all
that-
that was so bad. Yeah, who did that though?
You know, tell the Vineyard Vine story.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to share that.
Fill me in. Fill me in.
Tell it.
When I was sophomore year of high school, you know, like all the cool kids were wearing like Vineyard Vine shorts and like nice white shirt Vineyard Vine. So I was like, okay, I'll get one of those shirts. So I think I got the white shirt Vineyard Vines and like I think like it would be like those like really bright colors like pink or like light blue, yeah. And on these Vineyard Vine clothes they had like the whale on it. And then like the next year junior year, I'd wear it. And then all my friends would be like, "Oh, you prep boy! Like, look at you wearing Vineyard Vine." So then I wore it like twice, and then I started like feeling really bad about myself. So I stopped wearing it. And then my senior year, my mom was like, "Why aren't you wearing those like the ones that we bought?" And I was like, "Oh, like my friends say like it's not cool." And then like my mom was like, and I was like, "But like maybe they didn't know Vineyard Vines, like it would be fine." So my mom really took them and she like she sewed out the fucking whale on like the shorts and the shirt.
Damn, she's a real one.
Yeah, she's the real one. I only wore it a couple times after that because people could still tell. You know, people still knew what it was.
Yeah, it was like a cutout of a whale.
Yeah.
Imagine even if you replace it with like a different color, it's like still just like a
Yeah,
whale.
yeah. But I mean, my mom was real for attempting to make me look cool, but I was still uncool.
Yeah, look at you now.
Not much cool.
Channeling your Paul Rudd. Look at us now.
Look at that. Who'd have thought?
My in like 6th grade, 5th grade, when everyone used to wear like Abercrombie and stuff, my parents were like, "Yeah, no, we're not buying that kind of shit." I used to wear hand-me-downs, but I remember my mom like bought like a 3-pack of like these like knockoff Abercrombie Aeropostale like shirts on eBay, and I like wore it to like the 6th grade dance, and I'm pretty sure that Abercrombie was spelled wrong. And I think someone pointed it out, and I was like, "No, the letter just fell off."
Abercrombie fell off.
And I was like, "Yeah, no, it's just like that. It just fell off."
I think like all the stores are, like rebranded now. It's like suddenly cool again to shop there.
Yeah.
Is it just me? I don't know if I'm hallucinating right now. That could be happening. But it always feels like Aeropostale was going through like a going out of business sale.
Yeah.
Like all of high school. Like it was like extremely discounted, going out of business. It always acted like that. And then now it's like
Just
thriving,
around.
living, doing its thing.
Yeah.
But Aeropostale, they don't sell any different clothes nowadays. Abercrombie and Fitch, they like rebranded. They actually make like good
I think
clothes
Hollister
now.
rebranded too.
Yeah,
like
Hollister.
they
look
pretty
like
much
an
they just
H&M.
like they just I mean honestly the rebrand was just like stop printing their name on the shirt.
Yeah.
And just stick with like a logo if that. And that was
Less-
like
And
the
that's the
difference.
thing, though, is that they still have like if you go into like one of those stores, they still have like a little shelf in the like on the side where like if you go to the back side of the shelf, it'll have all the clothes, all the shirts on it, and that's where like all the fobs will still like buy all the like giant branded shirts. And because I wonder, bro, I'm like, it's 2023, like.
We're still doing this.
And like, how are they still getting them? Where are they still finding them?
Where's the supply?
Wait, you mean the clothes or the fobs?
Where are the
But yeah, that's a little hookup. They find their little secret shelf where all of the branded clothes are hidden, and because it's nothing like saying Guess or Babe or I don't know,
Babe.
whatever the brand is, Bibi. You know what I'm saying? The BEBE, the rhinestone.
Oh, God.
Sorry, you're just not cool enough. What can I say?
Wait, Rini, one last question before we let you go.
Sure.
Because this is a new year. Is there like something, like one specific thing that you're looking forward to this year, or like to do, or like want to improve on yourself, or like anything?
Sure, yeah. I think in my like New Year's resolutions, I wanted to spend more time doing like actual like artsy things. Like I feel like at this age, especially like a lot of times, if you want to like hang out with people, you have to like go out, you have to go to a bar, or, like that's like the move, especially like where I live in Atlanta. Like just like it feels like the very constant things that people like go out, they get a couple drinks, they drop like $45 and then you go home and it's like that's a little pain in my soul. And you know, sometimes I enjoy that, but sometimes, you know, I want to, you know, do something more and I feel like I'm not investing enough time in that. So like if that's like painting or just like playing with clay or like having, I don't know, just literally like an art class for myself, like enjoying more time specifically for myself doing artsy things at home or wherever.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's
Good
right.
answer. Yeah, I like that. I'll steal that.
Hashtag deep.
I'll steal away. That's not your answer if anyone asks you.
Yeah, I'll like add it on to my stuff.
But I think you actually have to do it though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
lazy-
hard
Yeah,
part.
follow
lazy
through,
boy.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Through and tell us yours then. If you said you were going to build onto your answer, what do you already have?
I just said my goal for this My goal,
Seal?
my goal for this year is health.
Help.
To be healthy.
Oh, I thought you said help, as in like you're going to ask, like a cry for help.
That's just a cry for help.
Yeah, health and what Rini said. I like that.
Health as well.
Oh, nice. You could also replace that with what the coolest person in the world said.
No, that
We'll
doesn't
stick
make
with
any
Rini.
sense. Let's not get ahead
Damn.
of ourselves.
Does this help boost or lower your self-esteem here today?
Oh, only up and up. What can I do?
I feel like it's good to be, you know, roasted. I don't know what the word is.
A target?
Humbled.
Targeted, yeah. Every once
You
in a while.
know, that's like one of the things that like my boyfriend's really into like comedy and he watches like a lot of different comics. We go to a lot of comic shows and like I'm the kind of person that like I'll giggle like awkwardly if there's like just like if I like feel uncomfortable or if like a comic like if his jokes aren't like super hitting, I'll be like you know, like just like to myself like I'm not gonna like overtly be like ha 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 like super
Dude,
loud in
actually,
the
like Rini
audience.
to a comedy show, like the joke does not land at all. All you hear is just Rini's voice.
But like he will absolutely like he will be silent even if it's like the most awkward thing, like it is a pin drop silence. This comic is just bombing and we are sitting there like the one time we were literally sitting in the front row, they started asking us questions and I was like, oh god, like I did not want to like be involved in this. And literally he was like giving him content to like go off of and like make a joke and this person was just bombing and I was like, can you just like do a little awkward hee hee ha ha with me? And, and he would not. And he's like and he would refuse. He was like, no, like I'm gonna sit there and you can't patronize, you know, them. They have to get better. This is the only way they're gonna get better.
Damn.
Is know that they're like bombing and that
True.
they like have to, you know, come up with better content.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, it's an awkward situation for all of us in the room, you know.
Just get
I
better.
remember one time we went to this it was right before the Georgia elections and we went to this comedy show that was supposed to be in Atlanta's best comics. And like half of them were horrible, and half of them made like freaking like Herschel Walker jokes and like stuff, and just like election based jokes, and they were just like so bad. And I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I know I'm supposed to like find this funny. You know who I also did not find funny when I saw him in person? Hassan Minaj.
Telling you.
I did not like it.
I had similar reaction. Was it
what was
the
it
new
about
one?
it?
The new.
I literally. No, it was like 2018. He did a tour and he came to Penn State, and I was literally sitting in the audience, and he was like saying jokes, and I felt like I was supposed to be laughing, but I was just like,
I feel that.
Wait, do you think he's more in his element, like on like the Daily Show, or not the Daily Show, but like, sorry, what was it, the Patriot Act? Like then, yeah.
Yeah,
then,
I feel like he thrives more in like those kinds of like really big environments where also like you kind of can expect and know that they're gonna laugh, but also like for like Patriot Act, like you don't have like, it's also to a certain extent it's kind of like news that he's dropping, so you don't have to laugh, like you don't feel expected. But when you're sitting in like a comic show and you just feel like the awkward point of like they're pausing, like he says a joke, I'm just like,
I feel like he's very good at like dramatic speaking and like being like very like over the top with his stories, but like I would see like where he doesn't really come off as a comedian or like a comic, I guess.
Yeah, he's more of a storyteller than a comic, I feel like. But
kind of like Tarun.
Thank you. Dramatic
You
pause.
call him not funny?
No, he's funny.
Tarun is funny, but like I think Tarun is funny when he's telling stories. So.
Okay, man.
Damn, he just called you
A loser.
A horrible comic.
No, I feel like Hassan Minaj's dramatic pauses are a little bit sometimes cringe. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
also I think his just like brown relatability jokes are just like overdone, like in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, how many jokes like with like, I don't know, like an accent are talking about like, wow, we're brown.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Shared experiences,
Right,
and it's like the
totally,
same thing you've heard
totally.
5 times. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Fair. Harsha, what do you think?
I think he yells a lot, so I don't really
He's
laugh.
pretty loud.
I think he
guy.
has really just big eyes and goes like, just like walks really aggressively and goes like,
That's what, he's so over the top. Yeah.
just all the time, you know?
But I mean, I enjoyed the show like when I saw it, but I don't think I laughed as much as like you would at a regular comedy show. I feel like.
I've never seen like Harsha just like generally laugh at something. I feel like
I've never even seen Harsha laugh either. Yeah,
it's so hard to make this
He
guy
just stands
laugh.
there and he just stares.
Yeah.
Nonchalant. Yeah. Dickhead.
What have you watched in the
Chicago's
past year that
changed
made you
you.
laugh the hardest?
Ooh.
Big mouth.
Myself. Laugh the hardest. Dairy Girls.
And I was trying to find this this video to show you guys, but last week, like this person I met in Chicago, like she was showing us a video of like one of her friends who was like when they were like 14 was in a spelling bee, and there's a word that she had to spell called ass cum. I tried to find it yesterday to show you guys. I couldn't find it, but she was like ass cum. He's like, can you repeat it? The ass cum.
how's it work? How's this?
I don't even know. Can you use it in a sentence,
definitely all
please?
turning
Yeah, he did
25
all.
this
She did
year.
all that, like, and you can see her face progressively getting like worried, like, and the origin and everything. I think she spelled it right. I think it was like ASCHUM or something like that. Ascom.
Like the chum bucket?
Don't Google it the way that it sounds, please.
Oh no! We need to end this. Actually,
I was curious about what the fucking word means.
I mean, that's
I got a
fair, that's
fucking
fair.
not safe for work shit all popping up.
What was the word that got you in the spelling bee?
Iridocyclitis.
Yeah, I told him that after. Pumpernickel, like the bread.
Damn, I
Like
remember that.
Chex Mix?
What do you mean you remember that?
Like we used to say that word back.
He
in
said
the day.
he witnessed your failure and he saved it in his brain.
Oh, because I was like wondering like how you remember that because you weren't there because it was the county spelling bee. So I was like kind of worried like how you remember that.
No, I was there.
get fucked.
I was there.
Yeah, absolutely fucking violent.
County spelling bee.
Why would you be the county bee? You're not smart enough
He
to be
says,
the
I
county
was
spelling bee.
supportive of Harsha before we.
That you weren't there. that was your
OG
geography.
Harsha fan. OG
When have, you
Harsha
ever,
fan.
when have you ever showed up for Harsha, man?
Oh, I know why.
He was
No.
Aquila and the bee.
Sorry. fourth grade teacher before you were there, Miss Patel, her favorite bread was pumpernickel, and we're all like, "What is that?" We said it like all year.
I see.
Yeah,
that makes
if
more
was in
sense.
school at that point, you would have known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably. I
it's
never
like
heard that
punishment.
word. The dude wasn't enunciating correctly, so I heard pumpernickel instead of
Oh
pumpernickel.
yeah, blame that guy, not yourself. Classic harsh.
My parents were so upset at me. They were like, "You haven't seen this bread?"
You ever seen this?
I was like, "It was in Fairfax."
Do we not feed
too.
you? Do we not feed you enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still eating lotion back then, so he didn't.
Oh god.
Right. Yeah.
I saw another person tweet this, and I was like, I had the same word that got me out in like, I feel like it was literally like third grade, or second grade or
Yeah.
something. But I got out on Nat.
Nat?
Oh.
Gnat?
Gannett.
That's
Like
that
ganache.
damn silent
Like
G.
Gannett?
It's not like they say gnocchi, you know, with the little
Yeah.
"Nyah" kind of thing. They're like,
Nat.
Yeah.
oh, now it sounds like you're saying some like German word.
Yeah.
Nyet.
Russian. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's Russian.
Okay, I need to rush to the end of this episode. So, Rini, thank you for coming on. I know we absolutely. I think we talked about everything and nothing at the same time. It was a great.
Sounds like the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think you've lived up to the expectation of the coolest person in the world?
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
5 stars.
if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, there'll be a poll in the description, and so you can answer yes or no. So,
It could be yes and yes.
If
It'll
you
be yes
don't
and yes.
answer
Yes.
5 out of 5, I will find you and I will come to your house and I will go into your Spotify and re-rank myself.
Yeah, answer 5 out of 5 on a yes or no question, please.
assassination.
That's a violation.
Violation.
That's a violation.
Anyway.
Oh my god. Full circle.
Rini, is there anything you'd like to say before you head out?
I'm having a good time. Thanks, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah.
we had a good
Thanks for
time
coming
too.
back.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thanks for coming back on. You always bring that.
Ask him.
Dude, I searched 30 different spellings of that word. I couldn't find
Yeah, I
that
couldn't
word.
find it either.
I'll find it.
Okay. I
But
can't wait for take 3, y'all.
We'll do a spelling bee next time around.
Yeah,
We'll have
yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
fun.
Oh, bet.
Put
I like
all the, we'll
games.
put all the tough words.
That's actually
That's
a
a
great
great idea.
segment. Yeah, you want to be
Yeah.
the host of that?
yeah, you got it, Ron.
Wait, me?
I was
Yeah.
asking
Oh,
Reedy.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I'll come back and I'll quiz you guys on like the most like insane words I can find.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna make it like an
No.
Aquila and the Bee level shit.
Oh, chill.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Please spell Badesi.
yeah, I plead the fifth. So, you can find.
I knew you were gonna say that too.
Oh, I hate my life.
Sorry.
You can find we'll drop Rini's ad on the episode title, but her DIY account, which is very aesthetically pleasing, is at Rini DIY. You can find all of her projects over there. It's definitely worth the follow. Yeah, if you guys enjoy this episode, you can catch us on Instagram at Interesting Discussion. If you like what you heard, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you get. Honestly, wherever you get your fucking content these days, we're probably there. So, yeah, on our Instagram, we got the guest posts. Obviously, Rini's will be there. All of our friends from Cabo will be there. Pretty much anybody we bring on any story
Cabo.
ever will be there. So, just go check it out. Make sure you support it, like it, share it, follow, subscribe. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Just share that shit. Subscribe to our listserv, just do everything. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed
Homework.
this episode. Thanks again, Rini, for coming on, and we'll catch you guys next week. All right. See you,
y'all.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.